Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us. My beloveds, I am Kitty Benson. If this is your first Sunday here, I'm the minister here at Unity, and this is our band, in part of our band today. Hi, it's good. Thank you for playing with us today. Thanks to our tech team and our volunteers for another fabulous week to help create this space together. I love being here. And of course, our cranes were here today. Did you see them? They were thirsty. All three came and stood by the front door and just looked in. And I thought, I wonder if their bowl is empty. And sure enough, as soon as we filled it up, man, they were back out there drinking. Yeah. They might stay for food for thought. I bet they'll like the salad. We'll give that a try. So welcome. And for all of you watching online, thanks for joining us. We're grateful to have your energy coming through the ethers. We feel you with us here today. So we are going to spend some time together today, moving from darkness to light. Thank you for that. One of the ways that we do that is with music, and the energy of music, the harmony, the words are all meant to lift you up and remind you of who you are in spirit. So if you like to stand while you're doing that, now's the time. Otherwise, stay seated and let's sing.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
One, two, three, four. You ready to sing? Yeah. Let's do it. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I'll pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Let's sing that verse again. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. What do we say? Oh, we say yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000 times, yes. Yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yes. And yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Oh, this very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Oh, and I say yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000 times, yes. And yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000,000 times, yes. Yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000,000,000 times, yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Oh, let's declare, we say yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000 times, yes. And yes, Spirit, yes, 1,000,000 rise, rise, rise. I cut the rope, fear is falling from me. I am beginning to fly, 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 fly. Way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, I am rising a new horizons. Way up. Yes, I am graduating to another level. I am ready to rise, 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 rise. I cut the rope, fear is falling from me. I am beginning to fly, 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 fly. Way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, I am rising a new horizons. Way up, yes, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, I am rising a new horizons. Way up. Yes.
Song for today's message. I'm so excited because I'll just wait. I'll just wait. I'll just build the enthusiasm. Hey, beloveds, let's just take a moment to turn within and feel that energy. Just notice that there is a life energy in you right now. As we sing those words, as we know that truth, just feel that life energy humming in you. So grateful, Spirit, to be in this presence and to be this presence of life. We allow that exultant, exhilarant experience of life to flow freely through us today. No matter what is going on in our life, Spirit, we give thanks and trust that energy that lifts us up, that leads us forward, that carries us over and above any circumstance of life is here, now. Way up we go, and we say, thank you, God. Amen. And will you help me speak our invocation? The words are up here on the screen. Together? There's only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
As we rise in consciousness, we see we're in this beautiful space, wrapped in the beauty and the power and the bounty of the divine. Amen. Amen. Spirit, we are beautiful. Spirit, we are beautiful. Here in the light that surrounds us, we are beautiful. Spirit, we are powerful. beautiful. Herein the light that surrounds us, we are beautiful. Spirit, we're powerful. In spirit, we are powerful. Spirit, we are powerful. Trusting in the mind that guides us, we are powerful. And spirit, we are bountiful. Spirit, we are bountiful. Thank you for the life that sustains us. We are bountiful.
And yes, we are. How many of you owned that today? Thank you, Jake. I own that for you too. He's my inspiration. So just a reminder that today is Food for Thought Sunday, our third Sunday of the month. Yay! We have a yummy lunch waiting for us, thanks to the DeSandros and Cindy Blank and Kim Char and Julie and all these helpers out front. Liz. Oh, you guys, thank you. Come on, bring it on. Yeah. So maybe you got a note paper that you might want to take some notes today, because the Food for Thought gathering is really about a chance to talk about what you heard today, your questions, your comments. So welcome all of that to take place. And we're wrapping up our Darkness to Light series. We've been looking at the 12 spiritual qualities that are inherent within each one of us. We don't have to go anywhere for these. They are naturally inherent in our soul. And we're just taking a look each week at some of the qualities that help carry us from darkness to light. You know, one of the things that Unity has offered throughout the years is a prayer ministry. 125 years, they've been available to pray with you on the phone or by email, letter, you name it. They do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And what I've heard is that the majority of the people who call in are calling for healing, physical healing. And let's face it, as human beings, staying alive is one of our top priorities, right? So when the body starts to fail us, we do whatever we can to make sure that we come out on top in that situation. And all along, what Unity tries to help us remember is you have an inherent power within you of life. So even when we're facing debilitating treatments or chronic symptoms or even incurable illnesses of some kind, there is, at the same time, a presence of life within us, a power that is there to help us rise above, back up into the light. And one of the things that I wanted us to think about today was life as an energy that lives on a spectrum. So I put this really technical graph together for you up here on the screen. I don't know if you'll be able to understand it or not. And the way that I have come to understand this over time is that the optimal human life of the body is designed first as an idea in the mind of God. So before even cell number one of human number one showed up on planet Earth, there was a picture in the mind of God of what every one of those trillions of cells would do, how they would all come and form together, how they would express themselves from a state of wholeness and well-being. That was the idea. So there's commonalities that we all share. Every single one of us came into this world as an infinite. I keep saying infinite when I try and say infant. Infinite infant. Okay, let's just say that. Yes, we all came in that way. And every single one of us have a body that we're living in that will die. The life will end in that body. So what's important for us is to pay attention to how we can experience that life in between those 2 points in time. And the way that Emily Cady, who's one of our earliest Unity teachers, explained in her book, God, a Present Help, on the screen, said that all life is God made manifest. Think about that. All life. The cranes out there in the front yard, the trees that they were standing under, the rocks that are placed around our parking lot, every bit of that is energy, and we would say every bit of that is the energy of divine life. She says all life is God made manifest, and the manifestation varies according to the degree in which God, also known as the breath of life, comes forth into visibility through various forms. Humankind is the fullest, highest form of God manifested as life, as far as we know. I will just throw that in there. So imagine that presence of life is everywhere. It's thrumming, it's working to create, to generate, to renew, to restore. It's an animating force. And sometimes if you get real still, like sometimes after we sing a song and we're laughing and there's energy in there, if you just sit for a minute and be really still, you can literally feel that energy humming in your body. That's a presence of life that is your very own. It's the presence of God, the source, the life force, and it's expressing uniquely as you. And so to live optimally as the divine mind created, we are making way for that life to express itself. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, one of the ends of the spectrum, which I can't take out far enough for you to really get, is what we think of as spiritual life. That spiritual life is who you are. The human life is where you come to live and experience for a while, but the spiritual life is who you are. It's your nature. And guess what? You are eternal. There will be no end to you. So the good news is that those exhaustive moments that you might have in the human body, you won't have in spirit. You just keep going like the Energizer Bunny. And that spiritual life in you is unstoppable. It's perfect. It's whole. There's no parts missing in it. It cannot be harmed. It cannot be dissolved. It's just part of the flow of life, the divine flow of life. And it's chosen to temporarily intertwine with this human version of life. On the spectrum, it's a spectrum of frequency. In other words, different energies moving at different speed, one energy moving at different speeds. So how you are in the body, your body can be one frequency, but you are always at the ultimate level of spiritual life. Did you know that? That even while your body is sick or heavy, that your spirit is always at its peak performance. And yet, you chose to come in and have this momentary experience. Now, that's why we work to stay at that optimal human level, because the way that we were designed is that when we are in consciousness aligned with spirit, then what we experience here gives us all the reasons that we came here. To, as I regularly remind you, to eat chocolate and peanut butter ice cream and taste it in a way that you can't do in just plain old spiritual life. Now, some of you have those moments. Most of us have those, all of us have those moments where our frequency of life moves down the spectrum to the lower end. You know what that feels like, right? It could be illness in the body. It could be physical symptoms. It could also be emotional experiences. Upset, resentment, fear, depression. Any one of those emotions is experiencing life in such a way that when you hold those thoughts that create those feelings, you are now vibrating at a slower frequency. And therefore, what happens is you get out of touch with that optimal frequency level where your instructions come from your spiritual self, from the divine mind. So, life needs intelligence to tell it how to behave. And if we are interrupting that intelligence with lower frequency thoughts, the higher frequency instruction cannot communicate with our lower frequency cells. Do you see how that works? Maybe, maybe not. Here's how Esther Hicks explains it. The continual realigning process hinges on cellular communication from one cell to another and vibrational communication between the physical and non-physical aspects of those cells. And when you are feeling negative emotion, you are in the state of hindering that cellular communication. This was a huge eye-opener for me to understand how we move into sickness and how we can get back into health, is to renew the mind. When we feel sickly in the body, we want to check in and find out what kind of thoughts are we holding in consciousness that bring us into that slower vibration and basically interrupt the communication between divine mind intelligence and cellular. You know, remember, the human life experience is only so good on its own. So John Payne described it this way. He said, as you look at the world from the point of view of survival, your body responds with tightness, vigilance, and chemicals that eventually tire the body. Just think of the word survival. Doesn't that kind of grip you by the throat? Like, okay, something's about to threaten my well-being. And so the body responds with tightness. Doctors call it stress, which most of us endure at least once every day in our life. So here's what Charles Fillmore, our co-founder of Unity, says. When we're not manifesting life as we desire, it's because our thoughts and our conversation are not in accord with the life idea. Every time we think life, speak life, rejoice in life, we're setting free and bringing into expression in ourselves more and more of the life idea. Now, let's face it, it's pretty tough to hold an idea of life, that energetic feeling, concept in consciousness when we're facing some kind of restriction from the outer experience, right? Any kind of threat to life makes it hard to feel filled with life. But we do have that power within us waiting to be brought forward and raise us back up to that optimal human experience. So our bodies heal and our consciousness heals. We become more aligned again with spirit. Your beautiful human body that you have chosen to come and live in is not meant to live forever. You know that, right? We will not be here, and I have to tell you that our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, thought we were. He talked about it as regeneration and wanting us to learn how to keep our consciousness at such a level that the body raises in vibration to the point where it's more of a spiritualized body. You hear the stories of Jesus going from human body to kind of an ascended expression of itself as a body of light and then back to human again. That's what he thought we all could do. Charles did. And when he got to his deathbed, he said, I might have been wrong about that. And I would just say that I think that the body is here temporarily to give us a temporary experience and then have more than one. So I personally am someone who believes in reincarnation, not required as part of the thought process of unity, but the Fillmores also thought that, there's just so much of divine life here to live. Why would it only want to come here once in the body? So, all that to say, we're not designed to live in the body forever, but try and do our best to maintain that optimal human life experience. And then we're in communication with that spiritual version of life and intelligence, and it's guiding the cells how to live a healthy whole life. But it doesn't just happen thinking about health. It also is affected by your thoughts about life in general. Frances Folks kept her consciousness high with thoughts like this that I think is just so inspiring. There's within me the perfect pattern of a perfect body. That's the truth. Even though you may feel symptoms, that's the truth. I constantly turn my vision to this body. In other words, you think in your mind, not your runny nose. You think in your mind that vision of the perfect body, which spirit is living right now within you. And in accordance with its pattern, my body is strong, vital, alive all over, disease-less, and incorruptible. Doesn't that sound like fun? Every cell is illumined by the divine life within. The life stream flows peacefully through me. My whole body coordinates with the divine body to bring its inner perfection into expression. That's what's available to us when that's where our conscious thoughts go. So let's affirm these words together up here on the screen. I allow the divine I allow the divine flow of life to move freely in me. I allow strength and vitality to shine brightly in me. I allow health and well-being to live fully in me. These are words that have a meaning that can actually have an effect on your body if you agree with them. So we think of the power of life renewing the physical life of the body, but we also have a life experience. Every day we have an experience of life that we may not necessarily associate with the body. And sometimes they're up days, and sometimes our life experience is a downer. We probably can all relate. So when we are in what we might call a feeling of darkness, it's an opportunity for us to consciously give life to whatever that experience is. You have the power to be able to give life to something. Think about your marriage. Does my marriage need more life in it? What can I do to give more life to my marriage? What can I do to give more life to my career? All you have to do is meditate on that question and let spirit and the power of life show you. Don't treat this like something that your technical brain has to figure out. It's a spiritual power that will show you what you can do to bring life to something. You got a project that's stuck? Ask the question, divine life, what can I do to bring more life to this project? And then just sit quietly and think about that idea until information starts to come. And we do that when we combine it with our power of enthusiasm. That's our final power today, is our power of enthusiasm, which is a power that's meant to lift us up above where we are in life right now and take it to whole new levels. When you're struggling to get to a goal or something feels insurmountable, bring in your power of enthusiasm to take you over and beyond where you feel stuck in the moment. Your power of enthusiasm moves you forward to accomplish things. It's focused. It has a specific reason to be moving forward and to look at things from a higher point of view. When you think about enthusiasm, think of it as something that has a solid motive to it. You want to get excited about something? Get clear on what your motive is for doing it. Set an intention. You know, we're going to be doing our vision board in the next few months as we start a new year. That's a great time to bring out your power of enthusiasm and ask, where do I want to go with this? And just dream a little bit about where you could go. You don't need to know how yet. You just need to understand why you want to get there. And then you start to feel that solid moving forward energy of enthusiasm, which to me is very different than a frenetic excitement about something. You might know that person who's always just like off the walls about something, but they don't really have any plan for it. There's no real goal. They're not really going anywhere. They just like to talk about it. They're so excited and they want everyone else to be excited about it. Don't you think that's cool? Yes! Not enthusiasm. That's more frenetic, chaotic, not necessarily very efficient or achieving what it is that enthusiasm can achieve. So start inviting your power of enthusiasm to come forward when you feel like you've kind of hit a wall. Get clear on what the motive is and the intention, and you will feel kind of a sustained passion moving you forward. Again, not necessarily needing to know every step along the way, just the first step. What is your spirit of enthusiasm moving you towards in a first step? And stay focused on that until it's complete. Let it direct you as to what to do next. With enthusiasm, there will be a goal, and it may even be a heart's desire that's been calling you. Something that Charles Fillmore wrote on a napkin at the age of 94 that most ministers know by heart, up here on the screen. I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me. Now, he wasn't trying to enforce it on anyone else, was he? This was for himself. He was being enthusiastic about life. He continued. I mean, it wasn't long after that he actually made his transition, but he, till the very end, had an enthusiasm for life, for living and for giving, for being in service. So what does enthusiasm look like in you? Let me show you up here on the screen a few of the qualities that are expressed. You know, an enthusiastic person, and this, again, doesn't have to be for something specific, but just about life in general, someone who's present in the moment. And you can tell they're present. They're focused on you, they're listening, they're engaged, they're helpful. And an enthusiastic person is interested in what's going on and excited to be part of it in such a way that they find benefit in growing, evolving, unfolding, learning. That's what an enthusiastic person is about. They're the ones that see the glass half full, optimistic, positive. And instead of, the willful energy of the ego, it's more willing. How can I help? How can I be part of this? Willing to look at things from a new perspective. Curious about something that they don't understand instead of just slamming it in some way. One of the things I've noticed about enthusiastic people is they seem to love and find joy more easily. Have you noticed that? It's just part of the nature of enthusiasm. And their living their enthusiasm gives other people incentive to be enthusiastic about life. Right? Haven't you felt kind of nudged by someone else who seems to find the joy of life? Yeah, it's that kind of energy. Enthusiasm is something that we purposely call forth when we find a need to lift us up over something and start moving forward. And enthusiasm is also something that calls us forth. Have you ever had one of those moments where suddenly, or maybe all your life long, you find your heart excited about something in particular? Consider that when that's happening for you, that this may be a very good sign. It's like a calling card from your spirit that says, this is why you're here. Pay attention to this. Give room for this. Just because it's fun doesn't mean it's something superfluous. It's actually, the more fun it is, the more it should be on your radar. People don't say that to you, do they? Yeah. Get serious, they say. Okay, well, I'm telling you, I really think that the more fun, the more light, the more joyful something feels, the more it is your spirit of enthusiasm calling you into it because it's yours to be, it's yours to do. Even in your day-to-day stuff, maybe it's not your next career path, but just living day to day, if you got up in the morning and had a written list or a list in your head of all the things that needed or should get done, I highly recommend that you look at the list and say, which one excites me most? And go for that one first until it's complete. And then go back to the list. Which one excites me next most? Okay. What is it? Next list, then. Another list, please. Because when we choose to work in things that feel good to us, you're back in that centered, human, ideal level of life. Your body is aligned now with life. Your mind, your thinking ability is aligned with life. Now you're functioning at peak performance. Trust that. Trust that when things feel right and good to you, it's your spirit saying, this is for you. There's a reason behind it. Let its light energy lift you up and make you more of your true self. And watch the universe just come in and fill the needs and show you the way so you don't have to get caught up in, but I don't know how. Who cares? Just look in that direction, sit quiet for a while and imagine playing with that particular task, and let the joy of it bring the details to you. Do not quell your passion by insisting that it happen in a certain order, with certain people involved, with certain outcomes. That's not important. As a matter of fact, that can really douse your spirit of enthusiasm, is to try and tell the universe how to make it all work out. Higher self, divine mind, the love of the universe knows the perfect way for your highest good to unfold. So just get involved in the joy of it, the enthusiasm of it, and stay focused on, why am I doing this? What feels good to me about this? And Spirit will show you the rest of what to do next. You can, even when you're in those moments that you don't prefer, something's turned out in a way that you didn't want to have happen, you can still apply your power of enthusiasm to help you get over to something that you do prefer. So, okay, you got handed a project that you really didn't want to have to deal with, but there's definitely no way out on this one. So how about, that's curious. Think of it as a two-sided coin. You know, this side says you got to do this. Turn it over. Oh, look, there could be different ways to do this that feel better. I'm looking forward to finding out what the gift is in this. Do you see how you're keeping your spirit of enthusiasm involved in the project? I'm looking forward to turning this into something I prefer. You know, when this kind of thing happens, I prefer that this happen instead. I'm looking forward to seeing how the universe pulls this together, and I'm going to stay focused with enthusiasm on what I prefer instead and see how I can recenter myself back into that optimal place on the frequency of life. What's my highest purpose in this? Why did I even show up today? You know, maybe I didn't realize that there is something really important for me that only I can do here. What might that be? Just keep building into it possibilities. If you need to, go back and use your power. Remember last week we learned about our statements of denial, which is denying something negative any power over us. So here's a statement. This situation has no power to deprive me of the fullness of life. This situation has no power to deprive me of the fullness of life. So even though my mind, my ego looks at this and says, this stinks, your higher self knows you can still experience the fullness of life in this. And when you keep bringing in enthusiasm, you'll find a way to center back into life. Tama Keeves is someone we've studied here at Unity. She has a very lyrical way of writing. And she said, the moment I decide to stand in reverence for my current life, I stand on holy ground. Let me just pause there. The moment I decide to stand in reverence for my current life, I stand on holy ground. If we just did that on a daily basis, be in reverence for your life and what it really is, that the life energy of your body is a divine life, that the intelligence guiding those trillions of cells is a divine intelligence, that the mind that is guiding you in your choices today could be a divine intelligence if you would allow it, if you would recognize the holiness of this opportunity, that no matter where you're standing on earth, it's a holy opportunity to reveal your true divine self. She says, I bless my life, and then it blesses me. That's just divine law, right? It deepens, expands, and grows fresh cherry blossoms even on branches I thought had died. That's a potential when you combine your powers of life and enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is not something that we are meant to force, not on ourselves, not on other people. It's simply there to help us create in new ways where, if left to the human's point of view, the ego's point of view, we would get nowhere. When you look at the word enthusiasm, it comes from the Greek entheos, in God. When I'm enthusiastic, I am in God. God is in me. Again, holy ground, sacred opportunity to reveal our true self. Keep inviting Spirit to reveal to you what is your highest and best opportunity today to reveal the most life, the most holiness into the situation. And just keep looking for those inner urges. Listen, feel. If we did more feeling and less thinking, we would probably get along a lot more quickly in life or stay more centered. You never know what Spirit's going to bring in. I was woken up in the middle of the night years ago with a realization that my parents' 35th anniversary was coming up, and also that they were about to move for the first time from their hometown at the age of roughly 55 to the Chicago area and leave all of their childhood and church friends. And this idea started to unfold in my mind to have a celebration for them, not only for their 35th anniversary, but also as a chance for their friends to say goodbye, because it wasn't going to be long before they'd be packing up. And so for the next 2 to 3 hours, this celebration unfolded in my mind's eye. Color schemes and a photographer and activities and having a wedding ceremony again and how we'd get them out of the house without them understanding what was happening and who we were going to invite, and we were going to make it a secret. And I had to get out of bed and start writing. This was my spirit of enthusiasm coming forward with something sacred that was going to have meaning in several people's lives. I could have just turned over and gone back to sleep. So pay attention to those moments when you can't stop thinking about something and it catches in your throat, in your heart. It was just like, yes! And play with it to the extent that you've lived its excitement. You've become its excitement. That's our power of enthusiasm. Think of your power of life as that energy that moves you. It's an animating force, which we all came here to do, to be animated, to move through all the delicious and scary things that this world has to offer. That power of life is meant to carry us through living from a pattern of wholeness, if we will align ourselves with the Creator and the divine idea, and then incorporate our power of enthusiasm to take us to the next level, over and above our daily life. And so that those experiences of life can be really juicy. They really reveal the divine potential in us. Because to me, that's the ultimate goal. We came here to be challenged by the difficulties of this slower dimension and then overcome it. Bring in the spiritual of us, raise it up higher and say, see, this is who we really are and this is who we can really be. You have the ability to do that if you say yes to that mission. Let's say these words together up here on the screen. I am divine life, flowing forward in vitality. I enthusiastically accept my good and go forward to achieve my purpose. Let's take some time in the quiet and just interact with that presence of life. Can you notice for a moment the status of the life energy in your body. Allow your attention to scan from the top of your head down to your toes. And just notice if there's any area where life feels inhibited. If you should come across a spot that feels heavier, slower, restricted, breathe the breath of life into that location at a nice, slow, easy pace. Imagine that there's a beautiful white sphere of light that's hovering around your body. And imagine that it is the energy of enthusiasm. An energy that overcomes anything slow or heavy. Just imagine that sphere of light gently moving into that spot in your body that feels heavy. Lifting it, softening it, bringing joy to it. And imagine that sphere of light growing in size in your body so that it begins to fill every part of you. Within your head and your neck, your shoulders, your torso, your hips, your pelvis, your thighs, your calves, your feet, full of divine light and life. Imagine that presence of life humming in every one of those trillions of cells. Renewing, regenerating, lifting. Feel the communion between that light and divine intelligence, guiding every one of those cells to their highest state of well-being. Allowing that presence of light to strengthen your body, to bring an energy of joy to the life process. And feel that presence of life filling your mind with a yes. Yes, I am here to live life fully. I am here to live life fully. My age matters not. My work my income matters not. How tall or short my body is matters not. I am divine life, living life enthusiastically. I am empowered by the spirit of enthusiasm to rise above anything heavy or slow on this earth and to live life fully. This is the truth of my being, and so now I let it be. And so it is. Amen. Your thinking ability is critical in expressing life and enthusiasm in your body. When the body is not behaving the way you want it to, your mind can alter that. Just keep aligning those thoughts and ideas with the truth of the powers in you and let it express. Trust that it will. Don't worry about the hows, none of our business. Just look forward to it and give thanks for it. Next week, we'll have an opportunity to consider all the parts of our life that we're grateful for. And that, too, is a form of enthusiasm when we acknowledge the good in our life. So I would just encourage you this week to keep looking for the good. Keep looking for anything that enthuses you about life and allow your body to agree with it. See if you don't come away with more energy and put yourself back on that centered space on the life frequency. Okay, are you up for that? Yep. Thank you. I'm going to invite our ushers to come forward as we share in our tithes and love offerings. This is just another form of life. What you give to your spiritual community as a way of sustaining the life of your community is actually a gift that starts as substance, spiritual energy. That animating force of substance becomes form. And what is that? God. God becoming form. So just think of that today as you share whatever gifts you choose to give as a form of God presence, God energy that you're giving into a community that you seek to sustain with your loving energy. So thank you for that. If our ushers will come forward, we'll sing while that's happening, and then we'll bless it. Thank you.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Cindy, can we go back to the instruction slide for the offering? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention for you watching online, if you'd like to donate, you can go to our website, unityinnaperville.org, to make an online donation or mail to our P.O. Box 9733 in Naperville, 60567. Thank you for those gifts. Sharon, will you come up and let's bless this offering? Again, start with your mind, turning towards what you're giving. The words are up here on the screen. Just let these thoughts be enthusiasm in your energy. Together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Thank you, Sharon. Beth, thank you.
Hello? It's green. Okay. Good morning. I'm Beth, and I will be enthusiastically sharing the announcements today. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're glad you're here. Please complete the orange registration card at the welcome table and leave it at the information desk. We'll keep you posted about our upcoming events. Our virtual newcomers can sign up weekly for the e-news at unityinnaperville.org. Today is the last day to help support Unity in Naperville's food drive and fundraiser for Loaves and Fishes Food Pantry by donating food or funds. Please leave your food or financial donations at the table in the cafe today, or you can donate with a credit card at the information desk. Unity's Food for Thought today after the service. Lunch will be provided. Join Reverend Kitty in the cafe to discuss today's message. Monday Morning Metaphysics meets tomorrow at 10:30 on Zoom to discuss Spiritual Economics by Eric Butterworth. Shore Road Wordplay Open Mic Night is Tuesday at 7. Whether you're a writer, storyteller, or simply an appreciator of the spoken word, this is your space to connect and celebrate together. Doors open and sign up begins at 6:30. Energy of Spirit meets Saturday at 10 a.m. at Unity. Please plan to join us for a brief town hall meeting next Sunday, November 23rd, after the service. Our board will bring you an update on business of Unity. Your feedback is really important. For details or special instructions on all of our events, please read the event calendar at unityinnaperville.org or see the e-news on Tuesdays. And our prayer chaplain today, Kyra, is available to pray with you in the prayer room after the service, or you can email your name and phone number to prayer@unityinnaperville.org, and a chaplain will call you today by 1 p.m. And now, Deb has an announcement.
Thank you. I just wanted to encourage you all to come to the Wordplay Spoken Word this Tuesday. You know, we have an opportunity for our musicians to express themselves, but if you hear music in words, in the cadence of a sentence, in the turn of a phrase, or in the humor in a pun, then Wordplay Spoken Word is for you. It's an opportunity to express yourself. You might be a reader of words. You love words. Come and share a favorite passage from a book, or maybe a story, or something that inspires you. So you have an opportunity to share and inspire all of us. And if you'd just like to be an audience member, we could use those too. So you just come in at 2:30. At 6:30, Tuesday at 6:30, you sign up for your slot, and at 7 we start. And our word that we're going to be focusing on is fall. So fall is a season, but fall also can be falling in love, or falling from grace, or I read a book recently called Falling Up, and even in our song today, we talked about fear falling from me. So it's any kind of interpretation loosely with the word fall. All right, thank you. I hope to see you there.
And now I invite you to stand as you're able for a closing song. Together, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen. blessed always, blessed always, for the arms of God surround us. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say, let's let our joy be enthusiastic. Let our joy be so triumphant that we rest in God and say amen.
Okay, are you enthusiastic about eating together? So before we go, let's take a look at our closing affirmation for today. I thought this was very enthusiastic of our cranes. We should see if we could train our cranes to do that. That would be fun. All right, let's say these words together. Life is for living, and I live fully. Please bring your conversation out front, grab some lunch, sit at a table, and let's just have a little bit more time together to talk about what we heard today. Thank you, everyone.
Let me hear the keyboard a little, Marley. You're way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, I am rising a new horizons. Way up, yeah, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, I am rising a new horizons. Well, hey Jake, grab that mic, come on. Yes, I am graduating to another level. I am ready to rise, 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 rise. I cut the road, fear is falling from me. I am beginning to, come here Jake, come on. Fly, fly way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, a new horizon, way up. Okay, I'm graduating here. Oh, I'm graduating to another level. Sing it. I am ready to rise, 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 rise. I cut the road, fear's falling from me. I am beginning to fly, 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 fly way up, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, I am rising a new horizons. Way up, yes, higher, way up. Here I go, way up. Before I know it, here we go. I am